there'll be two hexes, one on Pulse,
Yes.
one on Ethereum, and and they both have value, right?
Here's the
how many times can you
don't
do that? Can you keep forking and just keep creating value out of thin air, like forever?
No, I think I think that you hit diminishing returns. See, the thing is, like, in the real world, the only thing that matters is goods and services. All of this accounting and speculation and shit, it is just a way to enhance and make more easy the creation and distribution of goods and services. So cryptocurrencies are effective because they reduce counterparty risk if you're using them right, which most people do not. Most people leave their coins on exchange. That's the opposite of reducing counterparty risk. Most people use a fucking central limit order book. Not your keys, not your coins. Most people use projects that have admin keys, like Matic. Matic has an admin key. They can take all $7 billion deposited in it whenever they want. Maybe there's a 24-hour time delay, maybe, but they can just take all the money. That's the opposite of why crypto was invented. So if you're doing something in crypto that has admin keys or middlemen, you're doing the opposite of why crypto was invented.
Yeah, I understand.
So if you want to make the world a better place, you want things to be more efficient, have better hours, have less overhead. And that's mostly what cryptocurrency does. Now, sometimes it stops working when the chains fill up, and all chains fill up. There's infinite demand for free storage. So you cannot give free transaction space and storage forever. You can't. There is a cap to how much you can give. You will run out of hard drives, period.
If you just want to be honest, you could just say something like, okay, well, Bitcoin's a great project and it ran out of space, and now Hex is going to try to, take up the second layer.
I don't know that Bitcoin is a great project. It was designed to be a peer-to-peer replacement for cash, and it has 100% failed to do that.
Because it
is instead become a store of value, which is more valuable. Yay, that's great. But something should do peer-to-peer cash. Something should do time deposits, which Hex does. Something should do other shit, which is what Ethereum and EVM chains do. You want to do like NFTs, so you're going to use
if you want to start with a more logical explanation for Hex, you could say Hex may be scaling Bitcoin. Like that could be what Ethereum is. That could be maybe what other things are.
No, but Bitcoin is just trash. You don't understand that Bitcoin is just a Ponzi, but you forgot because
Bitcoin's the Ponzi. Bitcoin's the Ponzi.
Yep.
Okay.
So let me define it for you. Does Bitcoin have any revenue? Is it a productive asset? Is it like a crop? Is it like a fruit tree that bears fruit?
Bitcoin's store value, right?
It is, yes, and it does it very well, and it's up 4 million X, and it's been as high as 6.5 million X. Right. But that doesn't mean you have to pretend it's other shit too. Bitcoin is a non-productive asset that you cannot do anything with. If you want to get into a stable coin, you have to beg a centralized exchange to get you into a stable coin. In Ethereum, you don't. We have algorithmic stablecoins. We have stablecoins directly on Ethereum. You don't need to go through a central limit order book or a middleman to beg them, if I give you my Bitcoin, will you please give me a stablecoin? You can't de-risk in Bitcoin. It's fucked. If you want anonymity in Bitcoin, oh God, I sure hope my Wasabi wallet, my Samurai wallet are doing this fucking ring signature mixing, right? Because if the other parties that are supposed to not be me are actually all the same guy that I'm de-anonymized, whoopsie, I hope that works. Fuck that. That's garbage compared to ZK Sync.
Everything else exists in a Bitcoin world. The only reason why Ethereum and Hex, all these projects are successful at all is because AOL. Ethereum is AOL.
Yep.
Ethereum is AOL.
Bitcoin's MySpace.
Bitcoin's the internet.
Yep.
Bitcoin's
MySpace. What do you see? Bitcoiners say this stupid shit doesn't make any sense. Tell me something that you've ever programmed on top of Bitcoin. You ever set an alarm clock on it? Have you wake you up at 9 a.m.? No, you can't, because you can't program shit on it because it fucking sucks. People that tried to program it got shut down, like Counterparty, XCP, burnt 2,000 BTC to found their coin. Dun dun dun, failure. Over.
Bitcoin
How about Omni Protocol?
Well, Bitcoin's not made to as a platform to build stuff.
You're right. I agree with you on that. So why the fuck did you just say it was the internet? I agree with you now, but I don't agree with you 10 seconds ago. Why did you just change your song? You just said Bitcoin was the internet, but you can't build anything on it.
The internet to AOL, as Bitcoin is to Ethereum.
Oh, you're okay.
That's what I was trying to say. Anyway.
Okay, I'll clarify. He was trying to say that AOL was a centralized silo where you were restricted.
Everyone got excited about AOL. Everyone thought AOL is the shit.
So what he means is the World Wide Web. So the World Wide Web allowed people to communicate across their silos. So he's trying to say that not that you can build on Bitcoin, but that Bitcoin is less siloed.
Okay.
fine.
Listen, Richard, I'm not. Yeah, let's end on a positive note. Okay.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I'm a bazillionaire genius in Mensa, have a huge cock, have a lot more followers than you, have a better project than you.
If you just
am forking Ethereum, know more about everything than you, and you're a loser.
right. So then why do you have to just keep pushing price and all that?
Because believe it or not, in speculative instruments, price is the only thing anyone cares about. I know this may shock you, but people buy Coca-Cola stock not because they're sugary drink enthusiasts.
It looks like the price is. It looks like the price is manipulated. That's what I'm saying.
Do you think people should buy the S&P 500?
I don't know.
I think they should. I think it's a nice, reliable, good asset. Okay. But I'm not going to pretend that I know 10 of the 500 companies in it. But a guy like you would. You would pretend that you fucking love the S&P for its fundamentals. You're not buying it just because the number goes up. But you want to be able to name any of the things in it. People buy things because they want to make money. That is not unwholesome. That is good. That is honorable. That's a good thing. That sees better things get funded, like HEX. By the way, you know what I saw today that was really cool? Some guy swapped 10 Bitcoin into Ren BTC trustlessly, federated trustlessly, not totally trustlessly, but better. And he turned it into HEX. So 10 Bitcoin got turned into HEX through the thickest order books in the world, all decentralized, no central limit. I love to see people do that.
How to get turned into HEX on Uniswap?
Well, there's this project called Ren Project that's federated. People run their little VM machines all over the world. You send Bitcoin in and they mint Ren Bitcoin. Yep. And then you can turn that Ren Bitcoin and ERC20 into whatever the fuck you want on whatever market you want on Ethereum. 1inch.io is an order aggregator that spreads it across all the order books. Matcha.xyz is an order aggregator that spreads it across all the order books. So if you're a big guy and you want good order execution and you want to make like $10,000 or $20,000 free money by getting less slippage, you use 1inch.io or Matcha.xyz. And then you could turn your Bitcoin with bridge.rentproject.io into HEX or into Ethereum or into any ERC21 into a stable coin to de-risk. That's good decentralized finance. Mm-hmm. That's good innovation.
Right. So you've been watching markets for a long time. So you're saying the HEX movement looks natural to you.
I don't even know who Marcus
looks normal to you. Huh?
Who's Marcus?
Markets. You've been watching markets.
Oh, Marcus.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're saying the HEX movement is totally natural, right?
I think it used to be way weirder than it is now. It used to look like nothing I've ever seen before. It was totally insane. Right. Because it was one of the first coins to ever trade primarily on automated market.
So I'll tell you what I do. This is what I do. I've been studying markets since I was 12 years old. So what I do is I look at the markets to tell me the story. And that's how I figured out that Mt. Gox was about to go under, by looking at the spread between Mt. Gox and Bitstamp. And I realized that why is the spread so high is because the only people
Willie Bot's buying it up because he doesn't want to pay people coins he doesn't have.
The only way out of Mt. Gox is through Bitcoin. So you're willing to pay as much Bitcoin to get out of Mt. Gox. I use that. I use price. I use markets to figure out truth. And from what I see from the HEX price and markets, it seems like there's something.
I'm going to give you some tools that you didn't have before. What will help you do your job better as a market guy. HEX has tools for traders that no other coin has ever had before in the history of coins. HEX is the first coin in the world that has a chart of future market supply because we have a chart of expiring stakes. No other coin in the world has ever had that. Which means that you can get reduced volatility by people that start their stakes, slotting their end stakes in notches where other people aren't ending, reducing sell pressure. Furthermore, you can look at the past behavior of a participant and see when this guy ends a stake, does he usually restake? Does he add? Does he stake for longer? Or does he fucking market dump? And so you have timing analysis.
What percentage of HEX is staked right now?
10%.
And you want to know 90% is float is float right now.
Yeah. Now, half of the HEX coins are owned by an origin address or used to be, and they were sent to other addresses. Those addresses used to stake for a really long time. Here's the problem with that. It was reducing the APY for other users and it was reducing the market cap because when HEX gets staked, it gets burnt. That reduces the market cap and it reduces the payout for all the other participants.
You know, the percentage of real float that gets traded every day?
I mean, I think we do 24 million across Uniswap V2 and V3, and I don't consider the central order book volume to be as meritorious. So I only quote the shit you can verify. And a central limit order book, you don't know whether it's just some one guy buying and selling over and over again. But on a fucking DEX, you can see exactly who did it.
So that's how you can manipulate Uniswap, at least version 2. because I haven't looked at version 3 yet, by having a illiquid central limit order book, that somehow that Oracle price gets pushed into the Uniswap. Anyway.
Have you ever heard the phrase "the tail wagging the dog"?